Welcome every morning to the Morning Volatility Report. It is Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com with to answer your question, Dave, one of our clients composed it for us. So all I can say is, how many option services have their clients compose music for you? I'm just saying, we appreciate the gifts. Actually, he runs some ETFs, so he's not quitting his day job. Yeah, he's a professional money man. Yeah. All right, you're funny. Dave, you're definitely okay. All right, guys. Last night, Mark had our biggest webinar ever last night. Biggest webinar ever, creating income with options. All I can say is it's like a densely packed palooza of information on process and really trying to understand what that quote-unquote income means when trading options. Okay. It was a free webinar. If you want access to it, just email me at andrew@optionpit.com. It will come on the heels of this event on the 28th. Yes, I'm giving up watching one of my kids' playoff games in hockey in a state tournament to teach this class, which is rough for me. However, I'm going to do it, and I will do a good job. I know. That's the love I have for my clients. It's true. For all of you that are new to options, this is a great intro course. For all of you that are Option Pit clients, it's free. Option Pit Live or above, this is a free class for you. Okay? A lot of it for existing clients will be new. Or for existing clients, it'll be stuff, a lot of stuff that we go over in the chat that basically we just try to teach every day. But for new clients, it's a good way to get exposed to how volatility can affect your investment decisions, how it can affect your option trading decisions. Mark will do 90 minutes. I will do 90 minutes. It usually runs more like 4 hours. Okay? Now, observations from today. I want you to notice a couple things. Okay, the EU is pushing back on Greece. Most of the Qs again strong. There's an oil inventory report. Either it's come out or it's coming out. I'm not quite sure which, but either way, crude's down $2.50 a barrel. All the major oil companies are down. Okay, and I think that picture is going to remain more of the same. However, with vol still at a relatively high level, realized vol, again, is still, I'm going to just say it's higher. 30-day realized vol higher, 20-day realized vol still high. Okay, 10-day realized, we just finally started to get some of this to creep out, then bang, we get another 2% move here out of Exxon. So long-term volatility has still remained relatively high in the sector, and I just think we're going to have this just big range. Okay, we can look at some trades today in the chat on this because we've, most of the oil trades we've had have basically been skirting around the edges. Apple looks like it wants to trade 130. It kept trying to sell off, and it is not today. What I will mention is a couple of things here that I'm noticing trend-wise. So you've got more volatility in the oils, okay? You got almost no volatility in large cap tech. Facebook vol, 2-year low. Google vol, okay? Right at a 2-year low. Now notice, when these vols get to a 2-year low, they could bounce around a little bit. They just don't stay there very long. This is the 30-day forward vol. Obviously, you got earnings pulling the curve up. But even the longer term, like 60-day vol, it's all getting to very, very low levels. Alibaba, I don't think, all right, it's a new issue. Okay. Still, okay. This type of volatility is extremely low, and considering that the NASDAQ just sort of keeps grinding its way up, I think, the case can be made for buying some options here. Buying some risk-controlled options, right? Long strangles, something like that, with a longer time frame, because the NASDAQ is showing huge strength, and I think, possibly like this. You buy upside calls and you buy some put time spreads to hedge, something like that. We'll look at that in our chat today. But just the premium's too cheap and you're getting enough realized move, in a direction, you're just getting pulled up with it. So even though we have the market here at this very high level, you can enter into some hedge trades and still get you long, I think. Okay, and the last one I'll look at, which I tried to execute this yesterday at the end of the day, didn't quite get it. Twitter, I think I'll get another shot today. But again, 2-year low vol, very, very, very inexpensive. Okay, considering the moves that we've had and the potential moves with the NASDAQ at all-time highs, or getting close to all-time highs, that 5,000 is starting to loom. And I have to say, it definitely looks like a number that we want to hit. It's 600 points away. It would not surprise me if we saw it this year. Right? So again, I wouldn't get in the way of the upside here in the NASDAQ, but I would own some protection just in case. Right? And I think that trend, which we'll try to be setting up as we set up our strategy letter and some of the trades we look at, to kind of ride that. Oil, I think, is in the opposite, where oil and the oil stocks are going to vacillate around probably a pretty decent band, and it looks like we've set the band. So I think we have one part of the market on a trajectory up, the other one oscillating at high volatility. And that's basically what we got. How long will it last? I don't know. In the last little wild card, is the Greek thing. The EU dismissed a plea, I believe, last night. We wrote on our blog. Like the last piece of news I got while writing this was, Greece gets Lifeline as ECB used to use at $3.3 billion emergency funds. I don't know if Germany rejected that or not, but that was the last thing I saw. So it's kind of hard to tell with all the conflicting signals. But with S&P just down, I think this is mostly oil. And VXX is unchanged. So I would say not much has changed over there. Okay, we're looking actually for that vol future premium to drop considerably. All right, if ECB can just get some sort of thing put together, I think this rally with the NASDAQ could really take hold and keep going. Faded at your peril. All right, everybody. I will see you in the chat. I have to close this room, but I will see you in the chat at 10:15. All right, guys. Bye-bye.